Hello, everybody. So welcome to another Monday Night Live. Whitney is going to be taking the camera here and assisting me shortly while I do some Dubia Roach stuff real quick and answer your questions. And then after that, if she winds up wanting to leave, if you guys can't convince her to stay, then it will just be me and you and the geckos. Okay? So I'm going to flip it so it's not on you, and now it's just on me.
Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. I am back. I haven't done a live stream in a long time.
You're going to get sucked in, and then let's get some a little bit of dusk light going on in here. So I just really want to prioritize these roaches real quick. That's why I want to do this.
Can you turn off the heater?
It is off, yeah.
Oh.
And I was going to free up this chair for you, too.
How nice.
Yes, of course, noted. So, Brooke's not here today. That's why I labeled it Little Old Me. She's been pretty busy. She got a promotion lately. She got a new puppy. So, we'll probably see her sometime soon. But it's just me and Whitney for right now. To join the Geeky Gecko Creation crew, do you want to tell them who it is, hon? The mother-in-law. Hi, sweetie. Here she is now. Not the mother-in-law, but that's okay.
It is Frankie's mother-in-law, or Frankie's mother, not my mother. Frankie's mother.
What if we get all the parents and moms involved in the live stream?
She will be doing
Secretarial stuff.
Yeah, some secretary stuff for us, which is really awesome because now I'm back to working full time because the school year has started. So I don't have as much time to help out as I did. Basically, I just get home and I'm like exhausted. So yeah. How do I check? This is like new. How do I check for messages?
So you touch the screen and you can scroll up and down to see what messages you missed and what messages are next, you know.
Okay. Sorry guys, I was looking for messages earlier and I think I might have ended the live stream, but it's still going. Like it started again, so
let me double check.
Yeah, because there's the clock up there.
Oh yeah. I don't think it stopped. It's 2 minutes.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll look at it after.
Yay, Brittany says the first 2 girls we got from us are both expecting babies.
That's crazy. Good, that's good for you guys. Like I said, I was breeding them earlier this year, but just didn't get any luck with those girls really laying eggs. So I'm glad they're producing for you, though, and you'll have to keep us updated on how that goes. Thank you for getting them, by the way, too.
Indeed, Polish Monkey says, hey, I've been studying geckos all week because of you. Awesome.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have in this day and age. So, I usually don't like to cause problems, but I'm glad I could spur on that problem for you. Yeah, geckos are awesome, though. Honestly, a little bit of infatuation with leopard geckos kind of fell off a little bit after 2010, but I really think the only reason that is because people stopped promoting them. So now, content creators like us over here at GeekyGeckoCreations, Luna Geckos, Geckopia, as well as other people who are now starting YouTube channels and Instagram accounts for leopard geckos is really starting to get people fired up for leopard geckos again, because I think they have everything it needs to be a successful part of the hobby and a popular part of the hobby. They're small, they're easy to take care of, they come in lots of different colors and variations. They make a great beginner pet as well as advanced keeper breeding pet. So it's really just a win-win with leopard geckos, and I'm glad that they're starting to be back on the rise.
Brittany says the blizzard paired with the super snow and we didn't pair the tremper, and then I noticed she was getting a little wide by her back legs.
Okay. Now take note that that is a hefty girl that you got there. So I know you said you saw the pink, which is good, but she's always been a little bit of a chunky monkey. Look at Effie. Effie thinks she's a gecko. You gotta show her. Show our latest edition. It's called the cat morph.
Yep. This is the newest morph.
The cat morph. Secret Geeky Gecko creation morph right there.
She's a very, very furry reptile. Oh, what's up, Junior Geckos?
Hey, what's going on, Junior? Good to have you in the house tonight.
Oh, so Brittany says we've been having issues with her eating, actually.
Oh, then that might be because of breeding, or because she's new. She typically is not a problematic eater, so it might be because she is breeding and stuff. That does happen with some females. If you guys didn't know, they can get a little picky around food during breeding season. So yeah, that's great. Kind of along the lines of what happened with you, Brittany, is the $1,000 gecko that we bought recently. You know, the guy gave us a female for free along with him, and he said that the female was done laying. He thought she was done laying, he said, but she got here, dropped a pair of eggs, and then ovulated again. And so now we're actually breeding her with that $1,000 male, and we potentially might get some babies from them this year. When I wasn't expecting babies from him really until next breeding season. But so yeah, cool things happen like that. That's good. I'm happy for you. They had a good run over here, those two girls, and I'm glad that they get to be in your collection now.
Yeah, ducks are cute.
Ducks are cute. So, shameless plug real quick. In case any of you guys are looking, we still do have a good variety of geckos available on our website. And we also have our new merch in now. So, Junior's got a shirt. A few people have ordered some shirts from us. They're really comfortable. It's like a soft cotton polyester blend. It's really, really nice. I use mine for the gym. I wear mine to the gym all the time. But I also wear it around town. So I mean, they're great to wear around town. It's just a nice, comfy T-shirt. You can sleep in it if you wanted. But yeah, they're just $20 shipped to wherever you are. And if you have interest, let me know, and we'll get one out to you.
What does kamusta pare mean?
Oh, kamusta is hello in Filipino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, Kaden said that.
Right on. Yeah, we do have a pretty decent Filipino audience as well as European audience. So, actually, one of our followers is in Europe, in the Netherlands, and he's trying to get me to see if we could send some geckos over to them. So, I'm currently looking into international shipping right now. It's not as easy as shipping, in the United States, state to state, but it's possible.
Well, that brings me to Cameron's question. Would you be able to do a video about shipping reptiles?
Oh yeah, that's a great segue. I do plan to do a video about shipping reptiles. So maybe on the next shipment that I ship out, I will do that. So you can see how we ship out reptiles and like little tips and tricks that we might be able to have for you for that process.
Brittany, I'm very glad that your geckos are well loved and that the super snow pooped on your fiance. Very happy about that.
That's funny. He's never pooped on anybody before. But I guess he decided what he wanted to do.
I don't think I've ever been pooped on by a gecko.
No?
No. I've been bitten, but I don't think I've been ever pooped on.
That's true. You've probably been bitten more than me, which is funny.
Yeah, they don't like me as much.
You're their mother now, one of their caretakers.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because of the after effects of COVID, but shipping hasn't been easy lately.
Actually, yeah, I need to make a video, like a public service announcement video. Right now, more frequently than ever, well, not than ever, because it was worse before a few months back, and then things kind of got back to normal, but things are a little wonky again with shipping, at least from my experience right now. So I shipped out I think 4 packages over the last 2 weeks, and 3 of those packages were delayed by 2 up to 3 days. So the reason for that is a couple reasons. Number one, when I take the animals to the airport, well, not to the airport, when I take the animals to FedEx, FedEx brings the animals to the airport, and they're supposed to go overnight to the person's state. But from here in Arizona, where I'm from, if there's dry ice on the flight, they won't put the animals on that same flight that dry ice is on, because dry ice emits carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide can kill the animals. So what they do is they delay the package, and it tries to catch the next flight out, but sometimes that doesn't happen right away. And even if it does catch the next flight out, it's already delayed now in FedEx's system. So once it gets to, all packages generally go to one of like 2 or 3 hubs in the United States. All of my packages usually ship out to Memphis, Tennessee, and then it goes to your home. So once the packages get to Memphis, Tennessee, now they're behind in the system, and FedEx is also overwhelmed with packages right now because this is the shipping age, right? And especially after COVID, so many more packages started to get shipped than before COVID. So now, not only is the animal missing flights and getting delayed on flights, but it's also running into delays once it does catch its flight. And so there's a chance that if you order a reptile right now, that it could get held up in Memphis, or it could get held up in the current state that the buyer is shipping out of. So what we've been doing is using those cryo packs. A cryo pack is this great technology that can actually cool down the pack when needed, or cool down the box when needed, and also heat up the box when needed. So I'm gonna do a whole video on this, but shipping is a little bit of an issue right now. I'm not too concerned about the well-being of the animals, because those cryo packs do a great job where the animals can stay temperature controlled for 3 to 4 days and be perfectly fine. So there's always a little bit of worry, of course, but they're pretty good with those cryo packs. But one of the other concerns of mine is customer satisfaction, because the customers are supposed to be getting the animals the next day, right? Some people take off of work, some people wait by the door, and it just becomes like this huge letdown when you don't get your package. So I try to stay in touch with all of our customers as much as possible to what's going on. And then we can also possibly get your shipping money back. So you always pay me $50 for shipping, right? Because it costs me $50 to pay for the shipping. It's actually more, but standard in the industry is usually like a flat rate. So I like to do the flat rate and just eat the little bit extra money that it costs me. But so what was I saying?
Shipping rates.
Shipping rates. Oh, so you can get your shipping refunded to you in some cases, as long as FedEx accepts responsibility for the lateness. So that's currently what I'm working on right now for those 3 packages that were late, is I'm working on getting the shipping money back for the customers, which is a nice bonus. So now they already have their animal is safe, it's settling in well, and then I'm able to send them $50 back. It's just a really nice incentive, so.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. Thank you, Brittany, for confirming that we got you got our shipment on time. So she ordered 2 from us, and they got there last week on time. So we're really happy about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for our review on our customer service. Brittany says we have great customer service.
Yeah, Brittany is our first review on our website. So if you want to check out what they said at Mystic Reptiles, you could go on our website, look at the review section, and that's Brittany's review. And I would love for anybody who buys a gecko from us to give us a review as well. And I could put it up there, you know?
Oh, but then she said the second shipment for with the second shipment was 2 days late. But you know, I mean, it does make sense. Like COVID, people aren't really going to the store as much. They're ordering more online. Like for example, I'm buying a lot more stuff online, and
I buy almost everything online now.
Yeah. So if you know,
I don't want to go out during the
Amazon,
zombie apocalypse.
FedEx, UPS, they're all exploding right now. Oh yeah. So the first shipment was 2 days late.
The first shipment was late. The second one was on time.
Yeah.
Sorry, hon. Can you actually move your chair, because I'm gonna need to get the roaches.
Okay. Where will I not be in the way?
Where Effie is, in that corner over there, and you can tell her to get off the box, please.
I can't see her.
She's lying on top of the gecko box.
Effie, don't do that.
We should just bring her cat thing in here so that, because she already knows she could go into that thing, so.
I'm gonna threaten to pick her up. There she goes. Okay. Yeah. What does Mahalkita mean again?
Mahalkita. Kamusta is hello. Mahalkita. I want to say that's I love you. That's what I want to say. But,
maybe that is what he's saying.
yeah, much love back, you know. Like I said, I really love being able to touch base with the reptile community across seas, because I think it's so cool how we keep the same species, we have the same affections, but we are far distances apart. And some of the tactics we use and all that kind of stuff is a little bit different. And it's just so interesting to just kind of get in touch with each other and see. Actually, I learned a lot about ambient room temperatures for leopard geckos from the Filipino community that keeps leopard geckos. Because in the Philippines, if you don't have air conditioning in your house, they're just keeping the leopard geckos in their house, and their houses are 80 to 90 degrees all day long, all year long. Mm-hmm. And so I was talking to some Filipino breeders, and they were saying how they don't need a heat source. They just keep the geckos, and they breed, and they thrive just fine. So I was like, you know what? Let me heat this room to 90 degrees, and I'll create my own, you know, ecosystem here that's similar, and voila, now I don't have to spend lots of time and money on heat tape and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it's not so great for cleaning, but
what?
Having the room 90 degrees.
Oh yeah, that's the one problem. Like I'm sweating bullets right now.
Yeah.
But actually, you get used to it. So I used to be the type of person that would be hot in a 75-degree room. In a 75-degree room, I would be like sweating, like hot, like that's uncomfortable for me. But after working so much in these 90-degree rooms day after day, month after month, I'm starting to get accustomed to working in 90 degrees so that even when I drop down to like 80 degrees or 85 degrees, it feels so much cooler to me. And especially once I get down into the 70s, I'm perfectly fine now. I used to not be able to sleep unless my room was 70 degrees. Now, our master bedroom is about 78 degrees, 8 degrees higher than what I used to sleep at. And that's all because I just started conditioning my body to working in the hot room.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, guys. Like, we have a space heater, and he comes in here and he doesn't even turn it off when he's working.
I'll give you one reason why.
It's like he is a gecko.
It's like I'm a gecko. That's the passion. That's the heart that I have for my reptiles. I want to be one with them.
Yeah. Oh, you're spraying Effie.
Did she get got?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Effie had some, like, clear discharge from her eye. And I was trying to put eye drops in her eye. And if you have ever tried to put eye drops in a cat, good luck. Because it did not happen.
Especially our cat, who's just super...
She won't let us pick her up. As you guys know, she's just super, like, sensitive. So, I got a spray bottle full of water.
Misted her in the face.
And I just sprayed her in the face, and I guess it worked because I haven't seen any eye problems since. So...
Yeah, we also didn't see any of her since.
Alright. Well, yeah, thank you, Brittany, for saying that the cryo packs were a lifesaver because I really think they were the only reason why the geckos arrived alive.
I would truly be worried without the cryo packs. But cryo packs are an awesome technology. That's just the original purpose of the cryo pack was in the medical industry to ship temperature sensitive like organs and stuff like that people need to be kept at a certain temperature. So the cryo pack technology is really, really good stuff, upscale stuff.
Oh, yay. I'm sorry, Matthew, I didn't see you. Yay. He's in the live stream on his TV.
Nice.
He got his 10 28-quart tubs and 11 rolls of paper towels.
So he must be cleaning then. Right?
Yeah, so I assume you're cleaning, Matthew. Yeah. Frankie is, guys, he has, like, the very strong work ethic. He works more than 24/7. You probably know that whenever he's on his phone, he's either on TikTok or making sales.
I'll be right back.
And he works a lot more than I do. And I'm a teacher, and he works more than anyone I've ever seen. So I think because of that, and just who he is as a person, he has a really great mind for business, and it hasn't taken him long to build a successful business at this point. So I do wish he would take some time for himself and rest, guys, but he's not listening. Yeah, I tried to tell him to take a break from social media too, because guys, he will sit on the toilet for like 2 hours. He'll sit there till like 2 or 3 in the morning on TikTok. And I told him maybe you should take a break. I mean, he doesn't go on Instagram, he doesn't go on Facebook. For substrate, Matthew, we use newspaper. Yeah, Brittany, it's totally a guy thing. That's what my sister said, and she's married. But you don't have to be married to know that that's a guy thing. But anyways.
I didn't even share my TikTok toilets.
Okay, well, that's what you get when your wife does the live stream with you. We haven't used paper towels. We used to, but they're just so expensive, and we were just... What is it?
Why we don't use paper towels?
For substrate.
So I used to use paper towels for substrate. Here's why I don't use paper towels for substrate. Especially during breeding, what I've noticed in my collection is the geckos push the paper towel around, and then they poo on the plastic anyway. And the paper towel is very slippery. Once it dries, like if you spray it down, it stays put, right? But as soon as it dries, it's very slippery. And they kick it out of the way and they poo on the plastic anyway. And when they're trying to breed on paper towel, the paper towel is just flinging all over the place because they're pushing it with their feet. That doesn't happen with newspaper. Newspaper just stays as one solid piece. And so that's why I changed from paper towel to newspaper.
Yeah. Also tell them about the mats you got for the crested geckos.
Yeah, so that's something I was experimenting with. We could actually go over there in a second. You want to go over there?
Sure.
Yeah, we can go over there. Let me put these carrots away and then pop the heat back on for the geckos. Pop the fan back on. So I'll show you what I've been doing for our crested geckos now. I really, really like this tactic, especially in drier, arid environments like Arizona.
There's all our carrots for the roaches.
Yeah. I feel like people when I go to the store, like I go to Winco and I buy 50 pounds of carrots, and people are like, oh, what are you feeding, a horse? I'm like, guess again.
Yeah. And then we also had some hay on our back porch that he was trying to use for the Tegus, but the problem with hay is that it can actually get very moldy and musky. And as you know, the Tegus were developing respiratory problems. So he actually just threw all the hay out, which is nice because I think a rat or a big lizard was living in there.
Yeah, I do not like hay.
Yeah, I don't like it either. And it was making our back porch really messy, so I'm glad that's out. Matthew, I will ask about the printer paper when he comes back and the heat tape. Thank you. We work really hard on the house trying to keep it clean. We're not always successful because we have 300 plus, 400 plus animals in our house.
Yes, buy some, please.
Yes.
Good deals right now on our website.
So Matthew says, should he use heat tape or a heat mat pad for his rack?
So that depends on how many tubs you have. Let me show you in this room real quick. So now let me give the example of what I've done before, okay? I know what you're talking about. Those little reptile heat pads, it's just like one plug and it leads to a pad, right? If you look at this shelf, hun, if I was keeping only a couple of tubs, like maybe a handful of tubs, like 4 or 5 tubs, then those little reptile heat pads are good because you could just plug them in, set them on the shelf, put the reptile's tub on top of the heat pad, and you're perfectly fine. But if you're looking at heating 10 tubs, 20 tubs, 30 tubs, you're definitely gonna want to go with heat tape because heat tape will save you on electricity. It will also save you on just efficiency, right? Because instead of plugging in 10 to 20 different heat pads, you're just plugging in one heat strip that is just snaking its way through the whole rack. And if you need to see what our heat tape looks like, we can go back to the Leopard Gecko room because I have heat tape still underneath the geckos. It's just not plugged in or turned on.
Okay. Let's see. Matthews, he's also wondering if he can use blank sheets of paper, like printer paper, for substrate.
Technically, you could. Printer paper is just kind of expensive, so that's why I didn't use that. Plus, you might want to be careful. Printer paper is sharp, right? Like, you ever get a paper cut? Mm-hmm. Imagine if the geckos are breeding and...
Oh, yeah. You know, Brittany said the super snow and the blizzard were breeding, and the blizzard went to get into position, and he went for the paper and not her. So that can kind of be a danger.
Yeah, if the paper, any paper that is lifting off of the surface and moving, you know, 9 times out of 10 you might be fine. But what about that 1 out of every 10 times? So to me, newspaper is free. I've just been going with newspaper. That's what I've been doing, and I've been really, really happy with it. And if you want to buy newspaper-like material, you could go to a website called uline.com. I haven't gone there yet, but I've heard about it. They sell packing supplies, and it's like that brown paper that you can buy. Okay, here's a good example. So check this out. This is what we're doing with our Caledonian species now. And this actually dried pretty fast, but it's still got some moisture. So here's some crested geckos that we got set up in a little group. Some juvenile subadults that are growing up. These are actually for sale right now on our website if you're interested. So if you take a look, hon, what you see, let me show this. First of all, I went to the dollar store, and you can buy these little noodles. The noodles plug into these things, and then you could span it across the cage like that, and it stays firm and it's shut. But crested geckos love concealment. So also at the dollar store are these little table mats. The great thing about these table mats, they hold moisture really, really well. So I sprayed this last night, and it's still like soaking wet. Also at the dollar store, they sell these rugs. So and you can buy these rugs. Make sure you get the rugs that don't leak frizzy stuff. What is that called? Like, it doesn't leak the carpet. Some of the materials, some of the carpets at the dollar store are really cheap, and they kind of disintegrate off their carpet pieces, and you don't want that in the cage. The geckos could be swallowing it. But this one is really nice. It's really smooth. It doesn't disintegrate any of its threads. It also holds water really well, and it provides a climbing surface on both sides, the front and the back, that the geckos can adhere to. And it also holds moisture. And then they also sell these little board thingies there, which are $1, and that also just creates another climbing material.
Yeah, so dollar store is the bomb, guys.
Dollar store is the bomb for sure. That's like my favorite spot. Can you look at any of our Tegus? I want to start advertising the Tegus, guys. Let me get out of your way real quick. The Tegus are doing fantastic. All of them. The black and whites, the reds, they're doing really, really good. Actually, I'm gonna pick some up, hon, and hold some and show some off. Because this is the week that I'm gonna start advertising the Tegus for sale and putting them up on the website for sale. So let's take a look real quick. Here is a nice black and white baby that's nice and chunky because she or he was just eating right now. Can you see that good? Mm-hmm. Black and white babies. They're characterized by high amounts of green on the back of their neck. And you can see these guys are hand tamed, guys. I mean, look at this. This is the perfect time to be getting a Tegu while they're baby like this. Now let me show you our high white reds real quick. This is our unique project, special project line of high white reds. Look at that stomach. It's like a gecko. Look at that.
Sorry, guys. I'm like trying to figure out the camera, and it keeps being weird, but it's better now.
Look at that stomach. Such a beautiful amounts of high white on the stomach. These are our high white reds. They come from a breeder called Laura Roberts. She specialized in the anery gene and also in reds and high white red tegus. And you can see these guys don't have as much green on their head, but they will turn redder and redder as they grow. And the high white reds maintain a high contrast of white coloration and red coloration. And you could see that they really develop these nice white spots and down their sides, which gives them like a line effect. These guys are great, ready to rock and roll, ready to be your best friends and ship out to you. You can see they're just hand tame, perfect little beauties. So,
is there a way to get better resolution?
the lighting. If you're shooting into the lighting, it's going to be really, really bad resolution. You have to shoot in front of me. Like, go opposite.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, it's the lighting. The light has to shine on me. You can't be looking into the light. So these are our high white reds. You can see how tame they are. I'm going to be advertising these guys this week. They usually go for $400 to $450 for this specific line of high white red. But we're going to start selling ours at $350.
If you get it down.
We're giving a little bit of a good deal, a little bit of a discount. And again, they just have these beautiful, beautiful white bellies. Let's see if we could show the... They're such good climbers. It's really hard. But if you can see the belly, it's super, super clean, white contrast. Right? You see that? So...
Matthew's mom is like iffy on him getting lots of geckos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Here's what you got to do. You got to sneak them into your room. So you got a closet that you can close. No, I'm just kidding. Playfully, you know, my dad cared less about the reptiles growing up than my mom. He was always more like, if you can get your mom to say yes, then I'm okay with it. There were a few occasions where I made a deal with my dad. I really had nothing to offer him. I don't even think I offered anything to him. Maybe just the satisfaction that he was able to help his son get something that he wanted. I don't want her hair in the computer, sorry. But this one time, my dad actually helped me build a large monitor cage in our basement, which my mom didn't really go down there too much, but she was practicing dance down there one day, and this 4-foot lizard is locked away in this back closet that me and my dad built a custom cage for that's 8 feet long, 4 feet high, and I think it was like 2 or 3 feet wide. And my mom's in the basement dancing to her song on the radio, and all she hears is whack, whack, like a thud sound. And she thinks there's a robber in the basement or something. She goes to the back closet, opens up the back closet, and there, standing on its hind legs, is a 4-foot tall Argus monitor. Craziest experience ever. So, needless to say, my dad did help me sneak a reptile or two into the house a time or two. My mom was sort of like, okay, what I don't know doesn't hurt me, up to a certain degree. But for me to really expand my operation, I had to obviously get married, number one, because you need a spouse to support you. And then number two, move into our own place so that we can, you know, do as we need to and expand as we need to, because you don't want to be moving hundreds of animals into your parents' place, you know. Unless they're cool with it, then that's cool.
Yeah, Matthew, like, our gecko room stinks.
No, it doesn't.
Oh my gosh, yes it does.
The Tegu room stinks right now because
you spend all day in there, and so you're nose blind.
I am nose blind, guys, but I can tell you, geckos do not stink.
Yes, they do. Okay. Yeah, so Brittany, that's what Frank does. You know, he spot cleans daily. And then, you know, we take a lot of time during the week to deep clean. I guess for us, you know, you guys know our cleaning ritual. We use newspaper for the leopard geckos. And when it gets really, like, soiled and crappy, you know, we throw it out, put new in, give them new water. If we have to wash the tubs, we do.
Yeah, so this is actually our schedule right here. So this past Thursday, The coleonyxes were cleaned. That's what C1 means. And baby column number 6 was cleaned. And then Friday, we cleaned baby column 1, adult column 1. Saturday was baby column 2, adult column 2. Sunday, which was last night, was adult column 3. Whitney got her job done, but I ran into some issues last night. I forget what it was. There was something I was trying to purchase, or customers that I was trying to talk to, as well as updating Morph Market, and I didn't get to clean baby column number 3. But we have 6, you can see right here, A1 through 6, we have 6 adult columns. And then we have, actually it's 12, but 2 columns count as 1 for these guys. So we have 12 adult columns, but 2 count as 1. And then for babies, we have 6 baby columns, and that's 1 for 1. So every 6 days, 1 adult column gets done, which is really 2 columns, and 1 baby gets done. So you can see this is perfect. Baby column 1, adult column 1. Baby column 2, adult column 2. As long as we do that, that means every single gecko in our facility, we get our eyes on it every 6 days. And every 6 days, Whitney and Brooke, they know the routine. If they go into the tub and there's more than 5 poos, or if it's really messy, it gets a full transformation. Everything gets changed. But if there's less than 5 poos, or it's not so messy, we just change out the water and change out the food. So that's all of our geckos are on a 6-day schedule now. But of course, you have to check. Females need to be checked every single night for eggs. So females get a little bit extra treatment. When I know that a female needs to be checked for eggs, I'm in her tub every single night, checking for eggs until those eggs come. And if she runs out of food, she gets more food. If she runs out of water, she gets more water. The regular geckos that are not laying eggs, they could afford to be taken care of once a week. That's all a leopard gecko really needs. But the females that are laying eggs and everything, they need a little bit more eyes on. So
I need to run to the store and get some food.
I'm done with the roaches now, so if you want, like we talked about, unless you guys can convince Whitney to stay, this is her making her getaway now. No, you did great. Thanks, man.
All right, so yeah, nice to see you guys. I'm headed out to do some
people stuff,
shopping and
non-reptile stuff.
Yeah. All right, so I will see you guys later.
All right, love you, hun. Thank you. All right, so it's just me and you guys now. We will... Look at that shirt. I love these shirts, guys. Really, if you want one, let me know. We got some sizes available for this shipment, and I'm going to place another shipment soon. And we also have a brand new logo, like an additional logo, that is being designed for us right now by a good friend of mine. He's doing a great job. It's very, very close to being finished, and it's going to be so fun and awesome. I think you guys are going to love this logo. In addition to that, I just ordered some great kind of like holographic business cards and holographic stickers. So I'm going to start including the holographic business card and the holographic stickers in any package of people that order from us. So let me do the eye check. I'll show you guys the eye check. You'll do the eye check with me. Almost every time I come in this room, 2, 3, 5 times a day, I'll make sure every single tub is not sticking out. I'll make sure every single tub is not sticking out. You know, because we were in here, the cat was in here. You want to make sure the cat doesn't push the tub out. Because see, the tub could push like that, right? And if the tub is pushed all the way back like that, the gecko can get out the back. And vice versa. If the tub is a little bit open like this, the gecko can get out the front. And you've seen our TikTok, it does happen. So it's rare, but it can happen. But this is why it doesn't happen so often. I always do a tub check, like every single time I come in here, where before I leave the room, I do a tub check. It's crazy. That's just kind of the standard that I like to hold myself to. Let me get some water real quick. That is one thing. Working in 90-degree temperatures, one thing that you need to be aware of is dehydration. Because before I realize it, I'm dehydrating in that room, and I don't even realize it. Because in my mind, I have no reason to dehydrate. It's not like I'm doing a a sport activity or something, but according to my body's like, hey, we're sweating in here. It's 90 degrees in here. We need some water. And so, cool. Let me see where we are. Yeah, Whitney's adulting. Oh, Matthew, I'll show you the heat tape. Yeah. Okay, MND Studio. For anyone who doesn't know, we run nowadays, we run ambient temperature in the room. You can see that little heat box right there heats the room. And you could see 89 degrees up here, 88 degrees right here, and all the way at the bottom of the room, almost 88 degrees right here. And that's because we were opening and closing the door. If we were not opening and closing the door, this room would stay at 90 degrees the whole time. Now, how do we keep it the same temperature at the top of the room as the bottom of the room? This right here, a fan. You put your fan on high, it spins, and it blows all the hot air equal so that the whole room is 90 degrees everywhere. Even in the closet, if I wanted to keep stuff in here, 90 degrees. So let me show you now the heat tape. So this is how we used to heat our leopard gecko racks before we did ambient room temperature. We have heat tape back there. You can see this is 4-inch heat tape. I really like 4-inch for the adults. Okay, and this is the snake method. It snakes through the whole rack. Now we changed from the snake method to the parallel rack method in our ball python room, which is also 90 degrees now, so we don't use heat tape in here either. But this is our ball python room. It's going to be difficult to show you, but if you look right here, this is the parallel way. The parallel way is when you don't snake the heat tape all the way through. You just put one flat sheet. You use a soldering iron to expose the metal. You solder the wire to the metal, and you parallel that all the way down. Oh, here's a perfect parallel example. Perfect parallel example. All of that is soldered underneath, which is why you need to cover it with electrical wire, because that's exposed metal that you could get electrocuted in. So that's the method that I actually prefer now. But when I was a novice and I didn't know how to solder, I preferred the snaking method. And so you can see the snaking method, whoop, whoop, it just snakes through each shelf, front and back. And so if I was to pull this out, you can see the heat tape continues, and there's the probe. So what is that probe attached to? I'll show you what it was attached to. That probe was attached to that thermostat, which was hooked up to the heat tape. You can see the heat, the heat tape plugs into that thermostat. The thermostat plugs into the wall. And you could set this for 90 degrees or whatever you want. Oh, I turned it on, but it didn't turn on because it must be unplugged. But if this was on, you could set that to 90 degrees or 95 degrees, and you can heat up every single shelf here. So I don't know if that answers your question or if that was enough to show you. I really want to make a heat tape video again one day, because I know how important they are. But for now, anyone who asks me about heat tape, I send them a couple links to videos that I've studied that have helped me put together heat tape. So it won't be my video, but it'll be somebody else's video that can help you just as well. So if you do have a need for heat tape tutorials, do a YouTube search. Reptile heat tape, and just start searching titles around that, and if you don't find any, hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and I will send you those links. What's up, Noble Family Geckos? Yeah, thank you, Brittany. Yeah, see, I was keeping that guy in mind. I like to make sure that he goes back to his home. that's our buddy gecko named Buddy. I almost put him up for sale because he's not really usable to my breeding project anymore, but he's just been here for like, 3 years, and he's like an 8-year-old gecko, and he's just the biggest sweetheart we have. And I like taking him to school events and shows to, allow people to handle him. So I don't know, maybe I'll sell him. But what's up, Esteban? How much was what, Matthew? The whole setup? So heat tape runs for 4-inch heat tape runs for $2.35 per foot. We also sell heat tape right now, so if you need heat tape shipped to you, let me know. But you could also get heat tape from a place called the Bean Farm. But we are a distributor of the #1 safest to use and only American-made heat tape, which is called FlexWatt. We distribute that now as well. Heat tape lasts forever. You could literally use heat tape for 30 years as long as the surface doesn't get rubbed raw, and as long as it doesn't, have any malfunctions, it could last decades. Oh, yeah. So we do payment plans. If anyone needs some assistance, we can do holds on geckos for, I'll work with you, you know what I mean? I usually like to do a hold for 2 weeks. I could also do a hold for a month. The price to hold a gecko for a month might be a little bit more. So for example, let's say you're looking at, let's just say you're looking at a gecko over here that costs $300. And you're like, Frank, I won't have $300 till next month. I might ask for half of that now. So $150, and I'll hold the gecko for you. I'll feed it well. I'll take care of it well. Everything will be great. And then 30 days from now, you could finish the payment on the gecko, and then we'll ship it out to you. So I always try to work with people when I can. Which other strain of albino would you be interested in working with more? I would be more interested in working with the Bell albino. Probably because I've seen some really nice bells out there. I'd probably be a little bit more interested working with Bell than I would be with the Rainwater. So. Which comment, Eamon? Was it your comment or? Yeah, so Matthew, I can't respond while I'm on the live stream, so you'll have to message me on Facebook or Instagram, and then once you message me on Facebook or Instagram, that will help me know what you need. So please, right now, if you can, take the time, find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, and send me a message, and then I can reply to your message. Oh yeah, Brittany, if you only need a hold for a week, like a hold for a week is just like $50. So no matter the price of the animal, like whatever the price of the animal is, if you need me to, well, I shouldn't say whatever. Like if it's $1,000 animal, I might, need a little bit more. But any of the animals on our website right now, I could hold for up to a week for $50. That's no problem. And if you need it up to a month, then it will be half the price of the animal. Let's do it that way. And our tangerines right now are actually really, really good priced for the quality of our tangerines and the bloodlines that they come from. Most breeders, like established breeders that have been doing this for a while, they would be selling the same exact geckos that I am for $100 or $150 more than what I'm selling them for. I'm giving everybody an opportunity right now to jump onto some great geckos. I'm a little bit unknown, right? Like, I don't know if you know this, but I'm newer to the gecko selling scene. Some of these other gecko breeders, they've been selling for 20 years. So they could put up higher price tags and they can get those prices from people because they're more established. But I realize that for me as a newer breeder, I need to come in at a little bit more attractive of a price point. But I still have the same quality, if not better, for the same pricing as these breeders. And like I said, the geckos that I'm selling would be selling for $100 or $150 more than what the big name breeders would be selling them for. So it's a little bit of a benefit right now, taking advantage of our infancy, you know. Eamon, I don't think your gecko is going to trip out on you after not holding it for 2 months. It should be perfectly fine. So the best way to calmly pick up a gecko, and here we go. This is a gecko that's a little bit more feisty of mine. So the best way to calmly get a gecko, right? It's in its cage, right? The gecko's in its cage. There we go. Gecko's in its cage. Put your hand flat out underneath it like that. Let the gecko look at your hand. Let the gecko crawl onto your hand. You could even encourage the gecko to crawl on your hand by kind of like, you know, touching it, spurring it on a little bit. Once the gecko is on your hand like that, then just let it sit on your hand. But that's the tactic that I would recommend, is going underneath the gecko and letting the gecko crawl onto your hand and poking it just ever so lightly to encourage it to crawl onto your hand. That's a good way to handle a gecko that hasn't been handled in a while, or a gecko that is a little bit more feisty. So yeah, the trick, again, let them sit on your hand or let them sit in the palm of your hand. Either one will allow them to feel like you are a trusted environment. So our adults, big LED, are in 12 quart tubs. So show this to you. These tubs you just buy from Walmart. 12 quart. See that? It's a little blurry, but trust me, it says 12 quart on there. They used to be $2 per tub. And then through the COVID process, they went up to $2.50 per tub. Now they're at like $3.15 per tub. But still, if you haven't seen our gecko video, $3 gecko tub setup, watch that video. I show you how we set up every one of our geckos for $3. It's really, really efficient. Now, that is not counting the heat source, because again, we are doing ambient temperature. So I do need to put a disclaimer out there. You need a heat source, whether it's a reptile pad or whatever. But every one of these tubs are set up in the exact same way, and they each cost $3. So, well, before COVID. So this was $2. This was 30 cents from the dollar store. This was 50 cents from Rainbow Mealworms. And this was like 30 cents from the dollar store. And it all comes out to just about $3. So I have a whole video on it too, which some people really, really didn't like. They're like, oh, you should never try to keep a gecko for $3. But hey, this world is all about efficiency, as long as it works, right? Like, you guys know me long enough now that all of our animals get really, really like top-notch care compared to what they could be getting, right? Like I said, every one of our geckos, they have a clean or a super clean environment. They get fresh water weekly, fresh food weekly. They get my eyes on it so that I know if something's going wrong with that gecko, like I start treating it, or I know how to treat it, or whatever the case may be, right? Bottom line, we take really good care of our geckos. It doesn't matter how cheap the setup is. What matters is how well you maintenance that setup and how well you maintain that setup for the health and the safety of the animal, which is something that we really prioritize here. So my niece got our male used to being held. She backed him into a corner and picked him, and he's been fine ever since with handling. Yeah, leopard geckos, again, one of the reasons why leopard geckos are the best entry-level pet you can get. Entry-level reptile pet, leopard geckos are the best. Number one. I'm going to continue making videos on that and saying that it's because a child could literally take care of a leopard gecko with a little bit of help from the parents. Like, they're so low maintenance, and they come in so many beautiful colors, and they're so calm of an animal. It's just fantastic, you know? So Matthew, if you haven't seen our rack build video, go into my video history or search on my channel rack build. I actually show you how to build this rack right here. These are our new style racks, because these big racks that are 4 feet long, they bow in the middle, so they require a middle support, and they're super heavy and hard to lift and maneuver. But these 2 foot wide racks are perfect. Perfect. I have a whole video showing you how to make that for $150. Yeah, when a gecko lunges at you, it is scary. So, one thing that you could do, right? Because they feed off of your feelings. And I'm a little bit of a scaredy cat too. I don't want to get bit by even a little bit of a gecko. You should see me trying to handle these geckos sometimes not to get bit. It just makes me look like a wimp, right? But I don't want to get bit. I don't want to bleed. Like, it's just freaky when something lunges at you and bites you, right? Totally get it. What you can do to help you overcome your fear, wear a cheap hardware glove. Something that the gecko's teeth is not going to penetrate through, and then use that same tactic. And you'll get more and more confident with the behavior of the gecko, and knowing, oh, this gecko's about to bite me right now, or knowing, oh, this gecko, it's not even looking like it's going to bite, right? Geckos that are going to bite, they start waving their tail like this. And even then, sometimes they don't bite. They prefer to run, you know? Fear or flight, they prefer to flight. But every once in a while, you get a gecko that prefers to bite, right? So be careful for that every once in a while, gecko. But most of the time, leopard geckos are just trying to flee. So they will wiggle their tail like this slowly. That's letting you know, or letting the male know. That's what females do a lot of times when they're trying to chase away a male when they don't want to breed. They're letting you know that, hey, I don't want to be touched, or I'm worried about this situation. So all you need to do is break that gecko's fear of being touched. So put on a glove. If you're scared of getting bit, put on a glove and do the same tactic, open-handed handling. I call it open-handed handling. Don't grab them. Let them crawl onto your hand. Push them onto your hand. Nudge them onto your hand. That open-handed handling will get them comfortable with you. Yeah, again, the leopard gecko bite is more shocking than it is painful. But for some reason, I always get scared. I'm the same way. I'm trying to sell after my first year. How did you sell on Craigslist? So I've bought geckos from Craigslist. I've found amazing offers on Craigslist. I actually haven't sold any geckos on Craigslist because Craigslist wants you to like pay a fee, I think, to sell something. So I don't know. I sell on Morph Market. Morph Market is like the Craigslist for the reptile world. If you don't know about Morph Market, again, I have 2 videos in my video history about how to use Morph Market as a buyer and as a seller. Tips and tricks to learning everything you need to know about Morph Market. Now, that being said, if you want to sell on Craigslist, expect a cheaper price. If you're going to sell a $300 animal on Craigslist, the most that someone is probably going to pay for that animal is $100, because Craigslist is thought to be a little bit cheaper of a platform where people are just trying to get rid of their collection quickly for a low price. So you, as the seller, get the advantage of dropping your collection fast. And the buyer gets the benefit of getting geckos for really, really cheap. But you don't always know the condition of those geckos, the history of those geckos, the health of those geckos.
you're taking a little bit of a gamble on that. So what I do when I buy from people on Craigslist, I ask a lot of questions to test their smarts. I ask to see the parents if they were breeding. I research the person's social media page to get an idea of what type of person they are. I meet them in person and I look at their car. I look at their house. I look at the little tub that they brought the gecko in. And if I see any red flags like mites or any of that kind of stuff, then I might say, you know what, I'm sorry, I changed my mind. It feels really bad to meet somebody and then change your mind. But at the end of the day, you don't want to bring unhealthy animals into your collection, right? I mean, that's up to you. If you want to nurse it back to health, you can. But I've also found really, really great deals on Craigslist. For example, this male right here. This is easily... He's a beautiful... Look at that. Look at the green coloration on his head. He has a lot of green coloration on his head. Very bright yellow, and high yellow, bright yellow and orange pattern, because this is a white and yellow gecko that's het for eclipse and het for Tremper albino. This gecko is easily a $300 gecko. I got him for $50 on Craigslist from a friend of mine who's a boa breeder out here. Well, he became friends of mine, but I didn't know him at first. I met him during this transaction. He focuses on breeding boas, and he was getting rid of his leopard gecko collection, so he sold this gecko to me for $50 instead of trying to sell it for $300 and waiting for it to sell for the normal price. He took $50 for it. So there are really, really great deals on Craigslist. You, as a buyer, you need to know the experience of how to look for red flags, as well as the right questions to ask, so that you know how accurate are these genetics. You know what I mean? That the guy is trying to sell me right now. So evil baby blizzard. Thank you, Matthew. I'll be checking my Instagrams and emails and Facebook messages and TikToks as soon as I can, guys. It's been a little bit crazy. My wife was actually telling me today, she grabbed me by the head and she's like, okay, look, I know how busy you are. Just take care of the animals. Don't do any customer service or like answering questions today. But I was like, I got to, because guys, I get a lot of questions. And so I just ask that you be patient with me. I'm a couple days behind on some of my social media platforms from answering questions or responding to comments. But trust me, I'm going to get to them. I always do sometime or another. So yeah, tongue feeding is a good training. Oh, nice. If you're talking about the tubs, a 4-pack for $5, that's great. Because at the cheapest in Arizona, those tubs were still $8 for a 4-pack. So they were still $2 each. And yeah, if you could get 12-quart tubs at the dollar store, by all means do it. But my dollar store, they only sell 6-quart tubs for $1, which I do buy, by the way, for the babies. Our babies are in 6-quart tubs. You can see this is our whole baby rack. They're all in 6-quart tubs. Those are our babies. How well you care for the geckos? I trust my niece. She has crested and 2 Leos and knows more than I did. Yeah, the young generation is really, really getting excited about reptiles, and that's super exciting. It's super good to see. And if you're trying to position yourself as a reptile breeder / hobbyist / content creator, this is a great time to be doing any of those. Yeah, gargoyle geckos, fantastic. We breed those as well on a lower scale than the leopard geckos, but But we do breed those. Yeah, nature sounds would be great. That would be really, really cool. Also, I would love to play music on this live stream, but then YouTube demonetizes the live stream and they put a copyright on it. So you're not allowed to make any money from that live stream. So, or you're not allowed to make any ad revenue money. That's another series that I'm going to do as well, is a series about starting a YouTube channel, getting paid by YouTube for ads, as well as super chats, you know, because this is a live stream. So technically anybody can super chat or super sticker, which is like a donation, you know, to the business and the content creator that they're, you know, helping to support financially. But those are not affected by music, but ad revenue is. At least I don't think they're affected by music. I literally have a playlist on my phone that is labeled like ancient music, and on there will be like tavern music, medieval music, Egyptian music, like all kinds of like cool stuff. That's funny. Yeah, ball pythons and snakes are still super popular, even with the youth. Yeah, like to me, a gecko is much easier to handle and much safer to handle than a snake, but kids love snakes just as much. So what's up, Esteban? Yeah, thank you, Janelle. If anyone hasn't seen our video history, I know I've been making a lot of YouTube shorts recently, which is basically just like TikTok videos. But if you scroll through our video history, you will see some really, really informational and educational videos, almost on any question you have for leopard geckos and other animals we work with. So, oh really? They took animals off Craigslist? Yeah, Facebook groups you could sell on as well. And Facebook groups are kind of somewhere in between the middle of Craigslist and Morph Market. So Morph Market, you have a $300 animal. That animal is going to sell for $300 on Morph Market. People understand the value on Morph Market. Craigslist, you have a $300 animal. That animal is going to sell for like $100, right? Facebook Marketplace and Facebook is kind of in the middle. You might get like $200 for that $300 animal. So, oh, Cryptic Lays, what's going on, Crescent? Nice. Been pretty good. Little bit busy. We're actually you know, promoting and selling a lot of animals right now. So again, shameless plug, but on our website, we probably have about 60 or 70 animals for sale. Crested geckos, leopard geckos, Dumerals boas, and soon to be Tegus. You know, all the baby black and white Tegus and high white red Tegus, they will all be for sale. So if you're interested in any of that, let me know the one you're interested in, or if you're interested in a few. I usually do a discount, like if you get 2 animals, 10% off, 3 animals, 15% off, 4 animals, I think it's like 20% off, and you know, it keeps scaling little by little. But anyway, we have some great animals available right now. Great prices on some great quality animals, and Tegus are going to be coming up soon too. If you want to get on the pre-order list, just let me know. But oh, that's good, Janelle. Yeah, we're Arizona based, so I always meet people at Santan Mall. If you know where that is, Santan Mall in Gilbert, Arizona. I meet people there all the time to sell doobie roaches, tanks, animals, whatever it might be. So we don't have a physical location yet, but like I said, I can meet at Santan Mall. There's a Best Buy there. Heck, I could even deliver the gecko to you if you want to pay gas for me to drive it out to you. You know what I mean? So I'm flexible. Trust me, I am flexible on meeting people, where to meet people. I'm open to all of that. I try to encourage people to meet closer to my house here because it just really benefits me. But in unusual circumstances, I can drive and meet somebody, or I could either drop off a gecko and maybe just charge a little bit extra for gas, depending on the price of the gecko, etc. But on our website right now, you will see a ton of females that are ready to breed, and also female juveniles that are temperature sexed to be females. Most of our females that we incubate for temperature sexing, they all turn out to be female. Obviously, I can't guarantee it until that animal is of sexual maturity. But if you know anything about leopard geckos, you can temperature sex them at lower temperatures, incubate them at lower temperatures to turn out to be female. And 95% of the time, they turn out to be female, if not 100% of the time. The female incubation rate is really, really accurate. It's not always a guarantee, but it's super, super accurate. So yeah, I have adult females that are ready, and I also have like 1 or 2 males that are up there that are adults, and then the rest are babies and juveniles that are temperature sexed for female. And it says all of that on the website. So please let me know if something interests you, and I can also give you deals on in-person animals as well. The more you buy, the more you save. So Matthew, our heat tape is same price as the bean farm. So whatever their pricing is right now, that's the pricing we're going to match. I believe their pricing is $2.35 per foot for the 4-inch heat tape, and $2.15 per foot for the 3-inch heat tape. So I prefer to keep adult leopard geckos on 4-inch, but baby leopard geckos can go on 3-inch. And ball pythons should go on 4-inch. Yeah, Cryptic. Our Tegus right now are really, really amazing. I was just showing some of them at the beginning of this video, as well as I have a video right now that is released on YouTube called Tegu Baby Setup. And on that video, you can see some of the babies. I'm also going to shoot a video of all the Tegus we have for sale. I'm going to take pictures of what the Tegus look like. But in case you missed it, look back earlier on in this live stream. Whitney was helping me shoot the Tegu video. The Tegus are looking amazing, guys. They are eating great. They are growing great. And they're only like 12 days old. They're ready to rock and roll. So great. Yeah, that's the great thing about leopard geckos. There's so many different projects to work on. So in the words of my wife, guys, I've gotten to the end of the questions. I'm going to hold a little bit of a shorter live stream tonight because she knows that I've really been just pushing myself to get cleaning done, follow up with people's emails and questions and you know, customer questions, because now we're selling a lot of animals. So please, I hope you understand. I'm going to cut the live stream short here right now, but that is just so that I could get back to work on some gecko stuff and keeping things rolling. So if you would like a shirt, we have some available, and we're going to continue to have them available from now on. If you would like a gecko, we have lots of geckos available right now. Tegus available, crested geckos available, a couple Doombrels boas available, and in a couple months we'll have ball pythons available. Our first eggs are coming soon. So yeah, please, if you want to get on the Tegu pre-order list, message me on Instagram. Let me know what genders you're looking for. Tegu babies can be tough to 100% guarantee the gender on. I've talked to a number of Tegu breeders that are way more years in it than I am. They always sell their babies unsexed. They can try to sex it for the customer, but they can't guarantee it. So I will do my best to sex it for you. I have like binoculars. I can look in the right places to try to see if I can find the markers and the cues for male and female. But again, I hope you understand it can't be 100% guarantee, and I will give you my best explanation and percentage of why I think this animal is going to be a male or female. So please message us if you like anything, shirts, animals, questions, and I'll be getting to them as soon as I can, guys. Good night, you guys. Good chat. Janelle, Cryptic, Matthew, everybody who came to support. Love you guys. Thank you. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a Geeky Gecko great night, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.